The threat to global trade in the Red Sea remains high, even with efforts to protect commercial vessels from attacks by Iranian-backed Houthi militants based in Yemen. Danish shipping giant Maersk's decision on Tuesday to pause Red Sea and Gulf of Aden transits until further notice underscores the difficulty for the U.S.-led initiative, called Operation Prosperity Guardian. U.S. Navy helicopters, returning fire, sank 3 of the 4 Houthi boats that attacked the Maersk Hanzghou over the weekend, the U.S. military said. Due to the threat, more commercial ships are moving away from the Red Sea and instead going around the Cape of Good Hope on the southern tip of Africa, analytics provider MarineTraffic told CNBC. That's triggered an increase in container rates from Shanghai. So far, the situation has affected $225 billion in trade, according to calculations. Overall, freight carrier Kuehne+Nagel said, it's impacted 330 vessels. The total capacity is estimated at 4.5 million containers, or 20-foot equivalent units, TEUs. The value of a container bound for the Suez is $50,000, according to freight consultancy MDS Transmodal. Global trade data provider Kpler said the number of ships doing that jumped to 124 this week from 55 last week, and from 18 a month ago. To be sure, though, there's been a modest increase in container ships in the Red Sea, with 21 on Tuesday, up from 16 on December 26. Simultaneously, our analysis of traffic through the Bab al-Mandeb Strait for all vessels combined reveals a consistent downward trend in crossings for both northbound and southbound vessels, said Jean-Charles Gordon, ship tracking director at Kpler. The strait connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden, which opens into the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. That raises the stakes for Operation Prosperity Guardian. To achieve results, the task force will need a great deal of naval coordination, according to U.S. Navy Rear Admiral, Ret. Mark Montgomery, a senior fellow at the Nonpartisan Foundation for Defense of Democracies who served as policy director for the Senate Armed Services Committee under Senator John McCain. You will need to group them in loose convoys, naval coordination of shipping, and you have to be out forward with helicopters to prevent the small vessels from coming at the choke points, said Montgomery, who noted the outsized expense of shooting numerous missiles that cost millions of dollars each. The coalition needs to use deterrence by denial, which is a strategy that aims to thwart an action by making it unlikely to succeed. An example would be missiles shooting down Houthi missiles or drones, he said. The operation also requires deterrence by punishment, Montgomery added. The U.S. helicopters' actions over the weekend are an example. He acknowledged the Biden administration's concern about escalation. But a failure to deter could also lead to escalation by the adversary, Montgomery said.